So our next match, we turn our attention back to women's singles again, and we have the world and European champion, number 6 seed here, Carolina Marin from Spain. She's up against the number 7 seed, Tai Tzu Ying of Chinese Taipei. So there is our current world champion, Carolina Marin from Madrid, the 21-year-old. And what an occasion for her, making her 4th appearance at the All England Championships, and it's the very first time she's been beyond the first round. But what a year she had last year, winning the gold medal at the European Championships and then going on to win the gold medal at the World Championships, beating the Olympic champion in the final in Copenhagen at those World Championships. Really was a sensational year. She's played 2 tournaments already this year, has the number 6 seed. She's reached the final of both the India Grand Prix gold and also the German Grand Prix gold last week. Well, talking of last week, in the quarterfinal yesterday, she got revenge over the number 4 seed because Sun Ji-hyun had beaten her in Mulheim a week ago in the final. But it was a pretty close match, as you can see. But let's make mention of Chloe McGee from Ireland, pushing the world champion to 3 games in the very first match. So to Tai Tzu Ying, the 20-year-old from Taipei, number 7 seed, number 7 in the world, and she's on a run of winning her last 2 tournaments because she won the last 2 tournaments of 2014, started at Hong Kong Super Series and then went to the Destination Dubai Super Series finals, where she duly won there as well. This is her first tournament of 2015. And beat Scotland's Kirsty Gilmore in the first round, Su Ya-ching in the second round, and after that match Su Ya-ching actually had to be taken to hospital. We understand she's all right. Quarter-final yesterday against the defending champion and 2-time winner of this event, Wang Shexian. Well, this is the 3rd meeting between the 2 players. The last time they met was in the first round of the China Super Series, Premier Super Series at the end of last year, won, as you can see, by Tai Tzu Ying. So, 3 clocks.
Ladies and gentlemen,
on my
from the
right,
Netherlands, Carolina Marin, Spain.
Of England, our service judge.
And on my left, Tai Tzu Ying, Chinese Taipei. Carolina Marin to serve. Level. Play.
So the world champion, the left-handed Carolina Marin, getting this semi-final underway.
That was over. 1 love.
Well, Steen, I did think that Tai Tzu Ying's performance throughout the whole of the Destination Dubai Super Series finals was just extraordinary. I thought her punch clears, her disguise, her deception with so many shots, and her creativity as well was, everything was working for her, and it really was just a delight to watch.
Yeah, and she's had the potential for a lot of time. So it was great to see her finally making it all come together. I think she's been bugged from time to time by injuries. Of course, not a very tall player, so has to work really, really hard for points.
2-1.
Oh, that's well taken.
Time's over.
Apologises for hitting her opponent.
2-0.
And it's so nice for women's singles that we have all these young, technical, strong players making their way to the final rounds of the tournaments.
Yes, well, we're guaranteed a new nation lifting the women's singles trophy since the All England became a Super Series tournament.
Time's over.
Only China and Denmark had managed to do that previously.
3-2.
But I can remember 18 months ago I was talking to your compatriot Morten Frost, and I was saying it's a really, really exciting time for women's singles. We've had the dominance of the Chinese players. I was talking about the young Indian players, the young Japanese players, Taipei players, Carolina Marin from Spain, and I didn't think we'd see all these young players coming through quite as quickly. But within a year of me saying that, you know, we've had huge variation, and we haven't seen the dominance from the Chinese players as we've witnessed in the past.
No, we haven't. China has more or less been relying on Li Shuirui, except for the Asian Games won by Wang Yihan. But I looked at some of the old draws from All England where there was 6 or 7 Chinese players in the quarterfinals. Of course, they probably will do their utmost to be developing young ladies singles talents. China, there's some young players in the making. He Bingjiao, did she become the World Junior Champion? I'm not really sure.
No, she lost in the final to Akane Yamaguchi, but she did win the Youth Olympics last year in Nanjing.
Yeah.
She does like to be creative, and she does go for outrageous shots, Tai Tzu Ying.
She was almost hitting it backwards. And I guess no player ever from Taiwan, Spain or India has ever won the All England in ladies singles.
No. So history will be made tomorrow, whoever wins. Well, we've talked a little bit about the creativity of this lady, Tai Tzu Ying. I think what impressed me about Carolina Marin when she won the gold medal at the World Championships last year was her pace, the way she lived with the pace of the Olympic champion, Li Shuirui. Pace of movement and pace of shot.
She's just really, really strong, physical, and she's dedicated to working on both her strengths but also her weaknesses. I mean, she's got some really, really strong points, Carolina Marin, and also some quite obvious weaknesses, but her work ethics is just so remarkable.
Time's over.
Well, the umpire immediately having a word because Carolina Marin is very vocal. After most rallies, she wins. And perhaps I should rephrase that. After every rally, every point that that she gains, regardless of whether she's won it or whether her opponent has lost it.
Time's over. 6-7.
Just wide.
7-all.
That's a nice shot. It's going out. Well, of course, in the final of the German Open last week, Marin received a yellow card and then 2 red cards. The red cards mean a point to your opponent, and she was given those for time wasting. And I've kept a very close eye on her earlier this week, and there has certainly not been any time wasting whatsoever. And given your point that you've made just now, Steen, that she's one of the fittest players on the world circuits, it seems contradictory to want to waste time in between rallies.
Yeah, I think the case in Germany was that she was actually discussing with her coach between rallies, and often before she'd handed the shuttle back to the opponent. So it came under the rule of delaying the game, but it's actually not something that she would do in order to be more ready or recover better, because she is in really, really good shape. And I know that the coaches have said to her that it's just great for you if this rule is enforced, because the other players will struggle more than you.
Yeah, there's been a directive from the BWF, the world governing body, to say that the umpire should cut down on the amount of time wasting in between rallies. And it's just wide.
10-8.
And they met actually during the World Championships, which Carolina Marin, of course, got on to win. Had a very, very long match.
What, the court officials had a meeting, or the BWF had a meeting?
No, the 2 players.
Oh,
sorry.
right, so
I was a little bit in my own thoughts, and
yeah.
suddenly...
So to the mid-game interval with a 3-point advantage, Carolina Marin. Yeah, those World Championships, it was quarterfinals, and it was 3 wonderful games, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ese tenso te lo va a pillar casi siempre, ¿de acuerdo? Entonces bloquea y busca el ataque de atrás, ¿vale? El saque, intenta hacer un poquito de más variedad. Entonces, si saca abierto, la mayoría de las veces te lo vas a traer al fondo de derecha, en el lado par. Cambia los pies y espérala, ¿vale? Úsalo. Y si no, el flick que ha sido...
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So the Spanish coach, Fernando Rivas, another Spanish coach, another Dane that's coaching abroad, Anders Thompson. Fernando Rivas, a very, very intelligent man. He's doing a PhD at the moment.
Yes, on badminton.
Yeah.
So far, the only European coach I've heard that has tried to make a PhD in badminton.
That was over.
And I think that's one of the
9-11.
good initiatives, that we should educate our coaches as good as possible, and definitely in a better way than it's done right now.
That's a delightful drop shot from Tai Tzu Ying.
10-11.
Incidentally, we should probably make mention of the German men's and mixed doubles player, Michael Fuchs, because he's doing a PhD at the moment. He's a full-time badminton player, but also finds time to do his PhD, and he's doing it in sleep and recovery in sport. And the sleep deprivation, the effects of that on sports people.
It's very interesting. I'm looking really much forward to learning the results of that PhD, because there's a tendency that that players are very focused on getting enough sleep and a little bit worried if for some reason they don't get enough sleep. And you can understand them.
Yes, you want preparation to be perfect.
Time's over. Carolina.
That was one of the situations again where
11-12.
Tzu Ying Tai was forced to pick up the shuttle herself.
Yeah, she was at the net, but it's interesting that the umpire said to Carolina Marin, when you've hit the shuttle into the net, don't turn around and walk towards the back of the court. Immediately return the shuttle to your opponent. That's basic good sportsmanship.
13-11.
Yo estoy rematando a ella.
Oh, look at that. I talked about the creativity, and I don't think I expressed it enough to be able to really convey just how deceptive she is. Look at that. How do you see that coming?
It's so hard, and it's because she threatens with her racket high.
Yeah.
So she could just as easily push it straight down the line, so you can't move based on the judgment of the way she holds her racket and her body.
That's hard.
I feel that Tai has the upper hand right now. Marin seems a little bit too eager. To finish the rallies.
That's landed in.
15-13.
Serve. I remember when Tai Tzu Ying first, that's way in.
Yeah.
First burst onto the world scene, and we all really took note of her. She reached the final of the Singapore Super Series event of 2010, having come through the qualifying. She started the tournament as a 15-year-old and turned 16 on finals day. She lost the final. But my goodness, I mean, what a talent. I remember finding out and saying, who is this youngster? And the first time I saw her play, I thought, this is incredible. She wasn't consistent at the time. All her shots, now that's a little bit cheeky, isn't it? Deliberately missing the shuttle, letting it drop out.
Some of the same skills we saw with Ratchanok Internet. The capability of playing virtually every corner, no matter where you are on the court.
And look at that disguise once again from Tai Tzu Ying.
17-13.
6 straight points. 6 straight points to put a very different complexion on this opening game. Look at that.
Hits it a little bit high in order to get it really close to the net, forcing Marin to take an extra step if she wants to return it.
Comes over. 14-17.
That's the punch clear that I like so much.
Yeah. And she played it on the side where we judge her to play with the wind.
17.
Yeah.
So excellent control.
That one, yeah. Look how late Carolina Marin was forced to take that. Got away with it. Good racket head control from the Spaniard.
Of course, one of the solutions playing with the wind is hitting your shots with a little bit of deception, which takes away just a little bit of power from your shot and makes it extremely efficient to use when you're playing with the wind.
Sixteen, 17.
Well taken from Tai Tzu Ying. And that final kill was a lot more difficult than she made it look.
And it's well played, and Carolina Marin is trying to survive right now because she's behind on every shot.
Carolina.
These little deceptions from Tai is definitely doing the job.
Now another word from the umpire to Carolina Marin. I'm not quite sure what that was about. Don't think there was any delaying. Oh, that's brilliant.
That's over.
Yeah, 3 yells in celebration.
17, 18.
Yeah, and that's an example of what I mean when your opponent has lost the rally, your opponent has made an error. The 3 yells in celebration, in some people's opinion, are a little over the top.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit more immune to that because I've seen the Koreans do the same, and I hardly notice it anymore. I could say that that's a problem as well, because it's terribly noisy.
So on a run of 3 straight points at this crucial stage in the opening game, the world champion Carolina Marin just eases into the lead.
That's well played.
Oh, it's very, very well played.
That's a native attacking player killing
20. Game
the
point.
shots at the net, finishing
18.
the rally off.
It was a clever first smash, body smash. Kept the pressure on. So on a run of 4 straight points, she's earned herself 2 game point opportunities. Phenomenal. 5 straight points. The raised hand in apology for hitting her opponent on the winning shot.
Carolina Marin, 21-18.
21-18. And what a good comeback from that 16-18 deficit to close it out in 20 minutes of play.
¿Está claro o no? Ve a por él, vas a fallar, ella te va a meter puntos, evidentemente ella tiene su plan para ti. Pues eso lo comprendemos, ¿verdad? Lo aceptamos, ahora hay que jugar, ¿vale? Intentamos variar un poquito más el saque. En la segunda parte del set no ha habido ningún flip. Y creo que deberíamos de jugar de vez en cuando con algún flip. Y un poquito de profundidad al saque sin velocidad, ¿vale? ¿Ok? Importante, mete el volante lejos de la red, orientado para que te pase por encima y poder jugar ataque rápido. Y el remate al cuerpo con el follow-up que estás haciendo es muy bueno. Manténlo
Ya,
ahí.
pero creo que tengo que cambiar el follow-up al cuerpo porque a veces me la espera.
No, pero no. Lo que me refiero es el ataque al cuerpo y luego el
Ya,
follow-up,
ya.
¿vale?
of things probably going through Tai Tzu Ying's mind. To be in good position in that opening game, and all of a sudden it was gone from her.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Well, I always find it quite interesting when the coaches of the player who's just won the opening game spend so long talking to their player. As far as Tai Tzu Ying was concerned, her coach came on, said a couple of things, left the court again, but both the Spanish coaches spent all of their allotted time. Now, I know that you understand a little bit of Spanish. There was something said about the importance of the steep shots and then the follow-up. Is that right?
Yeah, probably. I couldn't really understand it. So I think why they spent so much time is because Carolina has been struggling playing in windy conditions, especially with the wind. She's had trouble controlling her shots, and she doesn't have the same natural deceptive shots as we've seen Tai use in the first game here. So she's still in a learning process, and I guess that's why the long coaching took place here. Struggled a lot in the first round against Chloe McGee from Ireland.
Oh,
Challenge, Carolina
she's
Marin.
challenged that. I didn't think there was any
Out.
doubt that was wide. All wide by the line judge.
I agree with you, Joe. I also think it's wide.
Well, in badminton terms, I didn't even think that was close. But I haven't got one right today. Yeah, I'm off to the opticians on Monday morning.
It's in. It's in. It just shows that
Correction in.
we're not in a very good position to judge what's happening close to the lines.
Play. Over. Two, one.
Oh, that's perfect.
Set me on the sideline, I guess.
And the back line. She couldn't have walked over and placed that shuttle any better, I don't think. Right in the tee. Oh, that is perfect.
Yeah, good judgment there.
That is over. 2-3. Carolina. Carolina. Don't cheer before the decision of the line judge. Call first.
Yep. Clear instructions from the umpire, and he's quite right. Don't start the celebrations before the line judge has made the call, because that can be perceived as trying to influence the line judge. And in fact, in Carolina Marin's very first match against Chloe McGee of Ireland, she got a yellow card for doing precisely that, trying to influence the line judge, or the perception that she was trying to influence the line judge.
4-3.
Oh, that's... well, she's going to challenge that, because instinctively I thought that was long.
So it's probably good. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to say any more. I'm just leaving it up to Hawkeye to tell us.
We're simply too far away from the court to make any good judgments regarding the line calls.
It was obviously called in. Carolina thought it was long.
It's him.
Challenge unsuccessful. Service over, 4-all. Carolina Marin has one challenge remaining. Play. Service over.
Yeah, shake of the head there from Tai Tzu Ying. And I don't know what you think, Steen, but it's going through my head that perhaps Tai Tzu Ying actually needs to get back to dictating the pace in the rally, taking the initiative first. At the moment, I think she's been too reactive instead of proactive.
Yeah, and also she needs to direct the shots at areas of the court where Carolina isn't as sharp as she is in for instance, her short forehand side.
Yeah.
That is over. 6-5.
Well, that must have been mighty close.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to see whether she just celebrates or she actually challenges the umpire's decision. I think I would have taken a challenge if I were Tai Tzu Ying. So that's a little bit of consistency, Tai. Just playing beautiful rallies and then some easy mistakes.
And this, the first time I ever saw her play, this is what I was alluding to earlier, that, you know, it was quite obvious there was a huge array of shots that she had and skills, but terribly, terribly inconsistent. Yeah. And there's still signs of it now.
And that's sometimes when you have so many choices to choose from, then you feel like, oh, I chose this stroke last time, so I should choose a new one this time.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's too boring. But sometimes it's more efficient to
you've got to keep
cut down on the possibilities.
Keep the mental discipline. It's gone long.
Was Carolina playing that short or what?
Well. 11-5.
So to the mid-game interval with a 6-point advantage, and the world champion Carolina Marin looks to be in control at the moment.
¿De acuerdo? Si ves que ahora empieza iniciando la jugada, damos un paso adelante, dejamos atrás un poquito olvidado, piensa, si me echa el rectificado voy a ir de revés, pero ahora voy a cubrir la red. Pero de todas maneras lo que está haciendo está bien, está bloqueando y ya no te está haciendo daño, ¿de acuerdo? Lo importante es mantener el saque como lo está haciendo, profundo, despacio, ¿de acuerdo? Y el ataque con paciencia.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
I like the way that Fernando Rivas speaks to his players. He puts enough emotion into it, but still calm, sort of a voice. His whole mannerisms. Very, very good coach, I think.
Yeah, he definitely is. I think very effective coaching. Sometimes it's also about controlling your own emotions as a coach. You have to figure out what's working for your player.
Good net exchange, yeah. Very nice from Tai Tzu Ying. Well, you've noticed that she does have a tendency sometimes to be inconsistent. You have rallies of utter brilliance and then rallies of unforced errors. But tactically, is there anything you think that Tai Tzu Ying should be doing differently?
Yeah, I think so, because I think actually she's playing her own game, more or less. And we've seen other players target certain areas with Carolina Marin much more consistently.
Nice, clever placement of the smash.
Yeah, and the shot here from Tai, I don't like it. It plays just into the very, very strong point of Carolina Marin. She can hit it straight down the line, she can hit the cross, she can hit the cross drop shot. Very hard to see what's coming, so perhaps a little bit more focus on the opponent's strong or weak sides.
That is over. 7-13.
That's well played, and of course when you get a big lead like this in the second game and you have the first, then you're more confident and you try more shots that you wouldn't have seen Carolina try in the beginning of the match, because she was tensed and uncertain about how this was going to go.
Oh, that's nice.
Comes over. 8-14. Comes over.
Clever smash there.
15-8.
Not a lot of pace.
Yeah, to me, Carolina Marin is just dictating the way she wants to play the match. She's dictating the pace, she's commanding the rallies.
Actually, it has changed from when I said she was fighting to survive in the first game. She's been in command ever since. And 3-point lead here is a lot. I was puzzled before the tournament, because when I read the previews from different papers and observers, no one mentioned Carolina Marin as a possibility of being in the final of the All England, and that's a little bit remarkable given that she is the world champion.
Well, I guess it's because she's never actually won a Super Series title. She's only ever been in one final. That was the Australian Open last year. And the player she lost to in the final of the Australian Open, of course, was Simon Aylward, who we know is already in the final. So, but to me, Carolina Marin is a big tournament player. She won at the European Championships, she won at the World Championships. Here we are at the All England Premier Super Series event and the oldest, most traditional tournament in world badminton.
Perhaps the injury that she experienced during the World Championships, I guess in the second round, and kept her off court for like a month or 6 weeks or so, and made her perform a little bit below par in the tournament in the fall of 2014. Maybe it has
17.
caused people to underestimate her.
Yeah. Just wide.
That's over.
Just 3 points needed. the world champion, to reach the All-England final. Now you see, that's the sort of rally that I've been looking for all the way through this second game. Take the initiative. Get on the attack first.
And still the smash goes to the forehand side. I think if I were coaching Tai, I would prefer her smashing to the backhand side. I certainly don't think there's any player in women's singles at the moment who has a better forehand side than Carolina Marin.
Great rally. Oh, it's brilliant! The pace of that rally, absolutely extraordinary. Both players playing so well, moving so well. Look at that.
Play.
That's great. That is magnificent. Yeah, to control that
20.
and play that with
Match
pace
point.
deep into the
11.
backhand corner of Tai Tzu Ying. You don't actually get much better than that. 9 match point opportunities for the world champion, Carolina Marin. She's done it, first time of asking. 21-18, 21-11. The two Spanish coaches congratulate each other. They have done a superb job in preparing the world champion Carolina Marin. Tomorrow will only be her second ever Super Series tournament final, and she'll be looking for her first Super Series tournament title, and it's the biggest of them all, the All England Championships. There's a confirmation, 39 minutes for that victory. Yeah. The pleasure of seeing your player victorious in an All-England semi-final. Well, we look forward to the final tomorrow because it should be a cracker. The world champion will play against Sina Nehwal.
Congratulations. Congratulations, thank you. Gracias. Muchas gracias.
Well, signing autographs, pleasing the fans. And Carolina Marin, well, caused a sensation by winning the world title. And if she was to win the All England, as Dean says, after nobody really rating her chances, well, that would be sensational too. So we now know the lineup for the women's singles final tomorrow. It will be Saina Nehwal, the Olympic bronze medalist, up against the world champion Carolina Marin from Spain. So we turn our attention now to the mixed doubles, and the three-time defending champions and number 4 seeds this year, Tontowi Ahmad and Liliana Nasia, up against Jochen Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen of Denmark. Well, when the Indonesians won the All England title 3 years ago, their first of 3 All England titles, it ended a 33-year wait for Indonesia to take the mixed doubles at the All England Championships. And then to win 3 consecutive. Well, over the last 3 years, they really have made this tournament their own, the Indonesians. But it's a tall order because they're playing against the world number 2s, the number 2 seeds, Jochen Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen. Fischer-Nielsen now 36 years of age, Christina Pedersen 28. She's from Aalborg in North Jutland, Jochen Fischer from Copenhagen. This is the 13th week in total that they've been the world number 2s, and what a great year they had last year. 4 finals from 11 tournaments, winning in India, the Super Series event there, the European Championships and the Indonesia Premier Super Series event. Well, they haven't played against any seeded pairs so far in this tournament. They had Dutch opposition in both the first and the second round, and then yesterday in the quarter-final against Lu Kai and Huang Yaxiong. They won in 2 straight, 21-17, 21-15. So haven't really been tested so far, the number 2 seeds, whereas the Indonesians